Zena, you're flying. You might want to slow down.
I know, isn't he great?
You did excellent.
Thanks.
Now I really know I can trust her.
Hey, you can fly an airplane.
That's it. I think we just started something. Hello Park Hoppers, Mike here from Park Hopping Mad. We're going to get right back to the flying in a moment. Today we're going to bring you something from outside of the parks. This is from St. Petersburg, Florida, just outside of Tampa on the west coast of Florida. And no, Zena is not actually flying a jet. We're just making a little joke there. She's flying a 1933 Waco Biplane. Waco was an aircraft company out of Ohio, and it stood for Weaver Aircraft Company of Ohio. It's pronounced Waco, but it looks like Waco, the city in Texas. We're going to take a flight over Tampa Bay, which St. Petersburg is right next to, and we're flying out of the Albert Whitted Airport. Albert Whitted was one of the Navy's first aviators back in the early 20th century, and he had a very decorated career in World War I. The airport is a public airport with a couple of runways, and we are going to launch slowly off of one of them here in just a moment. Part of the runway area, very exciting, is used as part of the race course for the annual Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, run through the IndyCar Series, the open wheel cars. As I've been chatting, I've been zooming in and out on the map of the area. You can see the zoom in of some of the racing curves, the red and white striped curves. That's pretty neat. You can rewind and check that out. Here we are about to take off, though. We're taxiing down toward the beginning of the runway. We're heading due west at this point, directly toward Tampa Bay, and then we're going to make a turnaround, a U-turn, and head up that runway and get into the air. I'm so proud of Zena. Wait until you see her fly. There you see the control tower. This is all right next to the park, too. You see more water now. I'm just going to narrate the flight here and there as we go along, give you a little more information about the St. Petersburg area out on the Gulf Coast of Florida.
Hey,
Yes, sir. And airborne. Right there, that egg-shaped glass dome thing with the building, that is the Salvador Dali Museum, a great place to visit down in this cultural center that is downtown St. Petersburg. Flying out over the city of St. Petersburg now, the white domed building that you see in the distance, that's the Tropicana Dome, home of Major League Baseball's Tampa Bay Rays. There it is again. We went to a game there as well during our visit. Not the greatest baseball stadium in the world, and they are actually working on making a new stadium for the area. Probably going to be in Tampa Bay proper. Zena is pointing out here the Skyway Bridge, also named for our late Governor Bob Graham. It is a very tall, long bridge. We encourage you to look up all of these things online, get more details about them, because they are all fascinating. There's a lot of neat history, visually and geographically, down in St. Petersburg. Holy moly! Zena took the wheel. I didn't even catch it at first. It was a sneaky little maneuver. I was busy capturing the Skyway Bridge. I was enthralled by the Skyway Bridge, as you'll see multiple times throughout the flight. For the record, when we took off heading due west out over the Gulf of Mexico. And then we did sort of a large teardrop shape, I would say. We went out over the land and then out over the Gulf of Mexico a little bit. To the left, we looped back around to our right and then headed back in toward the airport, going east so that we could loop around and hit that runway coming in the same way that we went out. There's the Skyway Bridge again. As I said, I was enthralled. You can see some jetties, some fishing piers off of there. It is a toll road, as we understand it. We actually did not go over it during our visit over in the St. Petersburg area. There you see some of the residential developments. There's a boat heading out into the Gulf. This was a beautiful, beautiful day, as you can see. Heading out over the water. Oh, there is the Skyway Bridge again. By the way, what you see heading across the windshield of the Waco Biplane is sort of an illusion created by the propeller going by, interacting with the lens of the camera, and all of the science of lights, right? Here is a cloud line hovering out there. It's pretty neat looking. Beautiful blue waters off the coast. Here is a view through the patched up rear window of this very old plane. Still very airworthy though. There's the windshield illusion again, and Zena is still flying the plane. The steering wheel mechanism, the column, was very cool. It swivels! Pretty nifty. Here we're looking out over that beautiful blue-green water still. Wouldn't you just like to head up to one of these little islands on a boat one day and just hang out with your friends? I could not hear anything that Tom was telling Zena. He had a microphone and her headphones had the ability to hear him. I did not have any headphones on. Here we see the Tropicana Dome baseball field again, with very distantly the city of Tampa skyline. And we're heading over St. Pete Beach now. Zillions, I counted all of them, zillions of hotels and motels. We did not stay in one of those. We stayed over toward Tropicana Field, and you'll see that in a minute. We stayed at a stay bridge with the word stay in it. The beach is very beautiful here. We also didn't have time to make it over to the beach, but we definitely will on a future trip because this is a great area to visit. There is so much to do here, as you could imagine, in a coastal city that is geared much toward tourists. Looking south there, Zena is a happy co-pilot. What is Zena pointing out here? Let's see, what's getting my attention? There is a sailboat. Is that Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean? I think I see a few cannonball shots there. Whee! Again, I was turning the camera sideways to get some portrait shots of her. Hey, look, it's a figure 8. Here we are coming back eastward over St. Petersburg on the mainland, and you see I-275 on the left-hand side of the screen. Major interchange there on the right. The road, I believe it's 54th Street, heads into downtown St. Petersburg. And there's Albert Whitted Airport. We are getting ready to fly. Now, Zena is going to be pointing out the stay bridge. There it is, that C-shaped building. The pool is in the center there, so it has shade much of the day. We were staying there because we went to a Tampa Bay Rays game versus the New York Yankees, which is the team that Zena had always liked growing up. There's the airport again. we're going east. We're going to go out over Tampa Bay. We're going to circle back around, catch that runway. See the Dali Museum just under the wing. Oh, imagine getting to dock your boat there and watching the annual St. Petersburg Grand Prix race by your windows. That runway above the wing is not the one we're going to take. We're going to take the one parallel to us. There's the Skyway again. I apparently really like it. We're already circling around to the right to catch the runway, line up with it. Tom is on it. I have done this kind of maneuver only in some little flight simulators or phone apps even. It's difficult even on a computer. Zena and I have had an interest in aviation together, sort of a little hobby, and we know that we don't really want to be pilots ourselves. Oh, we've got it all lined up here. This is awesome. Wait for the landing. Oh, a little bit of tire noise there, a little screech. That was fun. Let us tell you, this entire plane ride was it weaved and it bobbed. It was great. You were just floating on the air. There's the Dali Museum again. Cranes building things all the time in cities. This was so awesome. We highly encourage anybody to take a little plane ride like this. It's completely different from a commercial flight. By the way, the Albert Whitted Airport is credited as having been the home of the first commercial flight in 1914 in the entire United States? No, in the entire world. Amazing. Here we are coming up toward the hangar bar and restaurant that we ate at. We ate on the balcony that you'll see in a moment. Great, great views up there. Very reasonably priced. Good food. No, not related to the hangar bar at Disney Springs. There it is. These planes are getting refueled. Say, we're coming to the end of our little flight path here. If you like what you see, we hope that you subscribe to our channel. Definitely click that notification bell, very important on YouTube. And be sure to comment, give us some thumbs up, and we hope that you share for fun as well. Thank you for flying along with us.
You did excellent.
Oh, thanks.
There you go. It smells like fuel. I like it.
Yeah, the gas up the truck over there, the wind's blowing this way.
Now I really know I can trust her.
Hey, she can fly an airplane.
That's it. I think we just started something.